Hey guys, welcome back to Schneid's 15. Today I am currently just at work, actually on lunch here. I was working on some getting that prop shaft out of there, but I found this thing recently and I thought it was pretty cool. If you go back in my videos, I'll put a link at the top. I got an old Maytag motor going for a washing machine from that was my grandpa's. He bought it all restored, but it had sat, and anyways I just had to clean the points on it. But that was a 2-stroke and you filled up the base, so that was pretty cool. The base filled up with a mixture of 2-stroke oil and it would run. So I always thought I'd get this thing going. I just found it. I was looking at it. It's actually made in Canada by Iron Horse, or it's called an Iron Horse engine, I should say. 4-cycle. It's made by Johnson Everard. Johnson by OMC Corporation in Peterborough. So that's pretty cool. And you can tell it's old because if you're from Canada, let's see if I can get this to focus here. Right there, Johnson Motors, Peterborough, Canada. There's no GH on the end, or OUGH on the end of that, so you know it's old. Anyways, here she is. It's farm fresh, as you can see. My buddy that works at the auto parts store gave me some of this stuff to try. I'm not usually a huge penetrating oil guy. I just usually heat stuff up. I never have the time for it. This whole mechanism was seized here though, and I just put it on there, and it's all free and working already. I just put it on, so I'm gonna vouch for that stuff. I think it's pretty good already. So anyways, I just went around. I'm gonna pull the plug and put a little bit of lube in there. I might just put a bit of deep creep in there. It's spinning freely, but just in case. And then I'm gonna figure out how this thing works. It looks like that's our carburetor right there, that little guy. And there's our exhaust right there. So it's going to be a little loud. I wonder if there might be a muffler kicking around here somewhere. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little engine to get going. We're going to start working on it. I'll put you guys to the side and you can watch me. We're going to probably pull the flywheel, check the point, or clean the points and set them. I imagine that they'll be corroded. This looks like our shutoff here grounds out your wire right there. Looks like that must be the shutoff. And yeah, we'll check the oil. I assume that that's our drain right there, and that's our fill, I take it. So we'll figure it out here. So it has indicated that this is our fill plug and this is our drain. We're supposed to fill the fill plug. It says before starting, remove large plug in crankcase and fill to overflow point with mobile oil Arctic or any high grade oil, SAE 20. So we're gonna put some 10W30 in it since we're a little bit more modern here. And yeah, it says to and fill to overflow. So I guess we're gonna fill that right up. Alright, so that shroud came off with one bolt holding the spark plug wire on. You gotta love how old stuff was designed. If this was made nowadays, there'd be about 8 bolts around there that you don't need, and this thing was tight on there. It's just like a friction fit around here. Beautiful. Anyways, pulled that off, wasn't real tight. Gave this a couple whacks with a hammer and a pry bar. And just heard the key drop. There it is. Our coil looks alright. We'll get in there and start cleaning stuff up and clean our points, put her back together, and see if we got spark. Alright, so our points are super dirty. The gap looks alright. I don't know what it's supposed to be at, but they open and close fine. I just sprayed them off. We're gonna give her a quick file here, and we're good to throw this thing back together. Alright, so we're on the floor here, guys. I'll be honest, I pulled out the spark plug and cleaned it, sanded it, and then I just put it on the floor here and gave it a kick, and I seen a little puff of smoke come out of it. I haven't touched the carburetor, hooked up gas or nothing, but I heard a little puff of smoke, so it indicates we must have spark. One thing I've learned on these old ignition systems for guys, especially with old 6-volt ignition systems, even if you have your spark plug wire like this against a bolt or something, or on your spark plug trying to test for spark, some guys get frustrated and say, oh, the damn thing's not sparking. But just a little tip, you won't see spark on a lot of them. Their spark system is just so weak on these things, and I've had the old 6-volt tractors where I didn't think there was any spark. But if you put this on and pull out the actual spark plug and check it, the gap is so small, but it'll be sparking. So it has spark, but if I put it against here and check for spark, a little gap, I will not see any spark, because you have to have it at just the right gap on the ground to see a spark. Anyways, just a little tip for you guys, if you're working on old stuff and you don't think you have spark, put the spark plug in, you can pull out the spark plug and check it. Anyways, we're full of oil and everything. I'm just going to pop up the camera here, and we're going to just try and give it a spray of some brake clean in the carb and see if she starts up. Alright, we're gonna say that was a success, guys. I'm gonna put this shroud back on, and that's about it for my lunch. So we're gonna put this thing away and get to it tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna get the shroud back on it, put it back together, and we're gonna work on the carb next and get a little gas tank hooked up to it. That's pretty sweet. Sounds pretty cool. Alright guys, so there's our carburetor removed, 2 bolts of course. I didn't want to mess with the throttle in case that's clocked somehow. Anyways, on the end here it almost looks like a diaphragm there, but basically that's your choke. If you push it there, you can't push, it pushes pressure on that diaphragm outwards and chokes it. And then if you bring it the other way, it lets that diaphragm go in and it can let air by, so that's your intake. This is where our fuel line connects. I'm gonna go look. I think there's a gas tank for this around, so we're gonna go get it and thread it on, get some gas into there. I imagine it's just gravity feed, and I gotta keep it up top. Focus. Stuff like this is hard to get to focus, guys. Sorry, it's just so small, this carburetor. I mean, like compared to the size of some of my fingers. I pulled out the mixture, 1.5 turns out it was, so I cleaned that. We're gonna throw that back in, and big needle there, and then we're gonna get it back on, get some gas to it, and see if we can get this thing running on the floor. As always guys, thanks for watching, and please give the channel a like and a subscribe. If my videos interest you, please click on my channel and check out my other videos.